Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? So today we're again at a new location, obviously in my apartment, because starting today I'm starting to slowly move my stuff to the new place, and hopefully by Wednesday and Thursday you'll have a new video from a new location. So today I wanted to cover fourth lord in the second house, and what happens when the fourth lord, the planet that controls your fourth house, goes into the second house. What kind of situations are you going to run into? And obviously, if you don't know where your fourth lord is placed and what planet is controlling that, for that, check out this link here, where you will find the most comprehensive astrological report regarding all the planetary alignments, including you will see my books that tells you everything about in detail regarding astrology. Okay, so let's get started. Well, what is the fourth house? Fourth house is our security. Fourth house is our security that we receive from the mother as a nourishment. So it's a house of mother. It's a house of homeland, motherland, because that's where we grew up, that's where we were nurtured. It's a house of land and home itself, like a physical home. And it's ironic that I'm moving, and right when I started the Fourth Lord series, I started to move. So universe is watching me, seems like. So it's security, it's mother, it's conveniency, any kind of conveniency like home or car, vehicles, air conditioning. That's represented by the fourth house. Fourth house is your private life, life that you see in between the closed doors of your home. So when that lord goes to the second house, well, what is the second house? Second house is your family again. It is your wealth. It is your source of wealth, family lineage, family business. It is family history. It is your speech. So when fourth lord goes into the second house, shows that your ability to feel secure, your ability to have any kind of conveniencies is coming through family. And this is a very strong indication of somebody who is involved in family business. Somebody who gets their source of income through being involved in family business. Because now your home, your private life is now still attached to the family. So it shows no matter what you do, your ability to buy a home, sell a home, your ability to make money, not make money, will always have some sort of an involvement of family. And this is actually one of the very profound placements of planets in people's chart who have a lot of properties, or people who are in real estate. Because again, your home is now going to your income. It's saying, hey, I'm here, use me. So use real estate business, family business, to provide for your own home, buy your own home, and help people buy their own home. So again, everything is always going to be related to somehow with property and buying a home, selling a home, being involved in family business. Your family business might be of a real estate, and you'll always be somehow in your homeland majority of the time. You will love being there. You will love to interact with the people of your childhood and your family, and they will become a source of inspiration, security, and any kind of conveniency that you feel you need in life will always come through these people. Now, depending upon the planet that goes into the second house, they will have different type of outcomes. They will either give you resources and wealth and comfort through ease, or it may require some work. Okay, so let's say if Sun controls your Sun controls your fourth house and goes into the second house, shows that your ego, your personality, and your self-esteem gets developed not only through the mother but now through family members. Your family members becomes the source of your entire development of personality. You're always involved in your family business, especially your father. You have this strong connection with the father. And your mother also has this huge impact on the family. She's like the leader of the family. Because since father rules the fourth house, he's kind of also ruling the mother. So mother is now having that strong personality in the family. She also has the equal say in the family as the father. But mainly your wealth can be derived through helping your father in his business, helping your father increase his income. That will help you increase your income, and people feel good when they're helping their father. They feel secure, they feel happy, because again, fourth house is a house that makes you happy. Same thing with the moon. If moon goes into the second house, what it shows is that absolute great connection with the mother. The wealth comes through the mother. Your mother encourages you and develops your mindset and your ability to think regarding business and money, meaning your education regarding money, how to save, when to spend. All of these things happens to father and mother, because sun is the father, moon is the mother. So now if moon is ruling that, then your mother is having a huge influence on your ability to, create security in your money. She may be involved in your business, or you may be helping your mother in her own business. But there's always a tie with the family, especially the mother in this case. Mercury rules your third house. I mean, not third house. Mercury rules your fourth house, and then goes into the second house. Shows that Mercury is your speech, your business skills, your education. It's a significator of siblings as well. So it shows that there's your ability to communicate and your ability to, do business was strongly influenced by your family and your mother. Your mother was like an accountant of the family. Your mother kept everything in check, how much is coming, how much is going. And through that, you were developed your skills of business. Like, oh, this is how mom saves money. Oh, this is how mom, spends money. And that through that, you start to also talk like your mother. You have this ability to sell things and buy things because you saw your mother doing it. So the strong influence of, again, mother is there, homeland people are there, but there's a lot of communication now. There's your education. Especially your early education before high school was really helped by your family members. Your family members, your siblings helped you do your homework, helped you, study certain subject, and you loved those things. You loved getting that counsel from your family. If Venus controls your fourth house, goes into the second house, shows tremendous amount of wealth through real estate. Because Venus is what? Venus is the significator for the fourth house. It shows conveniencies like cars. It shows wealth. It shows luxury. So through family, you will get your home. You will get all kinds of conveniency. You will also, get introduced to your wife through your family. Because Venus is a significator of marriage. And for a man, it represents wife. So what it shows is that you were introduced to your wife in a very traditional fashion. You were introduced to your wife through your family. And somehow through your wife, you and your wife are also becoming involved in your family business. So, but again, this is very strong, especially for any kind of, money-making business. Financing. Finance is represented by Venus. It's not just Mercury and Jupiter, but Venus is actually represent currency. So you can be in a currency trading business in your own homeland with this position, or, Venus is situated in the 11th or the 5th house. But mainly is that your wife will be very traditional, very much involved in your family, your side of family, and your marriage will happen in a very traditional form. Okay, let's say if Mars controls your fourth house and goes into the second house, shows that there's a lot of power struggle with the family. Things may not be so easy, especially if your brother is involved. There could be some like not ups and downs, I would say. There could be some ego battles. There could be some power struggle with the brother who may be interfering from you getting the property. Or your brother might be trying to take over the family business and you are kind of left out of it. But the thing is, Mars becomes very aggressive in terms of making money. And Mars is a significator of land, which is represented by the fourth house. So it shows somebody who's very aggressive in selling and buying home. Because Mars is the energy that brings money and takes money, like comes and goes, comes and goes. So this energy shows that somebody likes to buy property, sell property, likes to buy property, sell property. But with the family, especially though, and the mother, there could be power struggle. Your mother could be, this complete dictator type person, or your brother, your elder brother, could be this dictator type person who just you have this power struggle with. So those things you want to watch out for when Saturn is controlling, your fourth house and sits in the second house. But again, in terms of money making, it's very aggressive. You're like headstrong when it comes to those things. Let's say Jupiter controls your fourth house, goes into the second house. Here, Jupiter, what it can show is that Jupiter will expand your family business. Through you, your you will help your family business to expand, whether it's finance, whether it's real estate, whether it's a restaurant. Usually this indicates a restaurant business or food business, especially when it's involving family businesses. You will see this a lot in the food business or restaurants or any kind of catering business. You know, financing can happen, but Jupiter then needs the support of the 11th and 5th house. But if Jupiter is just in the second house with the fourth house position, then it shows money through food industry. But again, there's a very powerful influence of the mother upon the family. Mother is like this teacher. She's like this guru of the family who really taught you the true wisdom, spirituality, and religion in your life. She showed you what to believe in, what to not to believe in. So there's a strong tie, a strong religious and spiritual tie with the family. And if you're a woman and you have this, it shows a very traditional Orthodox spouse who would come from a traditional background, and you will be introduced to him through your family. And it'll be kind of an arranged marriage situation. Now, there's certain things called Karknaj Bhava in Vedic astrology, where if the Karka, as in the significator of a certain house, sits in that house, he's going to completely destroy that house, which is not right all the way. You really have to see what house that planet is controlling and what sign that planet is sitting in. If Jupiter, who's a significator of the second house, is in a bad position, yes, he's going to obstruct that. He's going to bring that, that Karknaj Bhava activation into it. But most of the time, I've seen people, there's like 60-40 chances I've seen where people had money, they didn't have money. It's not about, Karknaj Bhava. It all depends on what yoga Jupiter is forming, what aspect and conjunction Jupiter has. That really what determines, what happens. But like, let's say Jupiter in the 7th house, that can actually show trouble in marriage. But because it's a Marka house, it's one of the most devastating Marka house. But second house is also a Marka house, but it's the least death-like house. So Jupiter doesn't really do too bad here. It actually helps you expand your savings and money. If Saturn controls your 4th house and goes into the 2nd house, well, this is probably one of the hardest positions you will see of Saturn, because again, your conveniency are now being delayed, being restricted, being confined by certain laws and rules. And Saturn here really brings a lot of, rules and regulation in the home. Saturn also kind of obstructs your savings. Like these people, anytime they would save up $3,000-$4,000 before they were 30-35, they would suddenly lose it. Like it would really bring a financial constraint onto their money house. And it shows that the mother was this absolute disciplinarian who just perhaps not have nurtured you enough, and you felt lack of nourishment and nurturing from your family as well. And you were kind of like this self-made person who did everything on their own and followed the rules and regulation of the family. And yet what this also shows that you were detached from the family early on. Maybe when you turned 18, you were like, that's it, I'm out. I don't want this stuff. I don't like my family. They're just like, they're just very heartless. Like these people grow up in a very cold environment. Perhaps the mother or the family was involved in any kind of, drug dealing, could be involved in any kind of, living in complete poverty, or the family is involved in some criminal activity. Although it can also show with Mars that I explained, Saturn also does it far more devastatingly than any other planet. And the reason why I say this is because when I was working in my real estate business, there were all kinds of personalities who came from all kinds of walks of life. So I ran into quite a few people who had Saturn as the 4th lord in the 2nd house. So Saturn was just in the 2nd house, and they came from very harsh environment. Like they would have guns pulled up to them, on every other day or something. So this is one of very harsh placements. One thing you have to know about this placement is the sooner you become independent from your family, the quicker Saturn will start giving you what you want. In this position, you have to discipline yourself to be independent. As soon as you depend on someone with this position, your money will fail. Your finances will fail, because Saturn is here to teach you that you need to be your own man. You need to be your own woman. You need to become your self-made person. And the sooner you move away from family, the sooner you start doing your own thing, that's when Saturn sees, okay, this person's following what I'm here to teach, and it'll start releasing you of that karmic, karmic backlog. But especially when you're 36, that's when Saturn really helps you in terms of your money and finances. Like with this position, here's a good thing about this position: your first half of life is not good. Your second half of life is very, very good. And I, as a person, would rather take the second part of my life being good than the first half. Because in the second half of life, I'm going to be old. I'm going to need help. You're not going to see me here making videos like this. You're going to see me like holding a cane. Probably my son or daughter in future are going to be recording my videos, if I'm still doing these videos. But I'd rather take that. So this is why it's a very good position. This is why you see guys like Jay-Z and Puff Daddy or P. Diddy or whatever, it's like 10 different names, or Tupac, all these guys who come from these environment, who struggled most of their life, but as soon as they separated, started doing their own thing, money started coming. Is that kind of a scenario. So if you want that success, get out on your own, because the sooner you get into a independent, unknown environment, the better the person becomes. You grow as a person when you go under, like very unusual environment like me. I was living with my mom and sister, and suddenly I'm like, that's it. Shit happened that I made the video on, the paralysis one, but somehow it just triggered the independentness, okay? So guys, this is my analysis of fourth lord in the second house. If you're new to my channel, subscribe below. And if you want to know where your fourth lord is placed, or if it's placed anywhere else, for that, check out the link here. Otherwise, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.